Opening scene 1,000 years ago. "Don't stop! The Cosmic Walker needs our help!" the soldier shouted, his voice cracking over the chaos of the battlefield. Around him, the army faltered, caught between hope and fear, but he pressed forward. In the heart of the Dark Palace, the last holder of Kai's power, an old man, battered and bleeding, staggered across the cracked stone floor. Each breath rattled his chest like wind through broken metal. Shadows writhed along the walls as the Dark Lord stood before him, cloaked in darkness that seemed to swallow light itself. The Dark Lord laughed, a cold, echoing sound. "Did you really hope to beat me, old man? I may not be strong enough to stop you, but another will come. The Chosen One," the old man rasped, gripping his staff tighter despite the pain. The Dark Lord's grin widened. "Your precious Chosen One. Yeah. I've heard your little legend before. Do you really believe there will be someone strong enough to stop me?" The old man lifted his gaze, eyes burning with determination. "It doesn't matter what I think. All I know is I need to stop you. Here. And now." The Dark Lord's laughter faltered for a split second, then returned with a hiss. "Foolish mortal. Very well. Show me what you can do." With a final, trembling effort, the old man summoned every ounce of his life force, pouring it into a single, impossible move. Time itself seemed to slow, the world freezing in a perfect, shimmering moment that would never break. Energy crackled around him, pure and radiant, but with it, his life faded. As he fell to the cold stone, his last words echoed across the centuries. "There will be another." Cut to present day. The light of morning filtered through a simple bedroom window. Kai's eyes snapped open, breath shaky. He sat up, heart racing, as if some distant memory or prophecy had stirred inside him. Somewhere deep down, a whisper of those words echoed faintly in his mind. There will be another. Morning scene, Kai's house. "Kai, it's time for school. Get up and have breakfast. You're gonna be late." Your's voice echoed from downstairs, sharp but full of teasing. Kai groaned, rolling out of bed. 5 more minutes. "Nuh-uh! You said that 5 more times already," Yoar yelled back. Kai sighed dramatically, then shot upright. Fine. In a blur, he zipped around his room, using his super speed to throw on clothes, brush his teeth, and grab his backpack, all in less than 10 seconds. Bounding down the stairs, he skidded to a halt at the table. "Only toast? Where's the good stuff?" Yoar smirked, hands on her hips. "If you got up sooner, maybe you would have had better food than just toast." Kai pouted, flipping a slice of bread between his fingers. "You're cruel, you know that?" "I prefer realistic," Yoir shot back. "Now eat before it gets cold." Kai pretended to sulk, nibbling at his toast. "Fine, but next time pancakes or waffles, or pancakes with waffles on top." "Keep dreaming, kiddo," Yoir laughed, shaking her head. Once breakfast was done, Kai grabbed his shoes and slid them on in record time. As he reached the door, Yoir's voice stopped him. "Be careful today. There've been weird rumors about a black blur running around the city." Kai smirked. "Don't worry, I'll be fine." "And don't overdo it with your powers," Yoir added, frowning slightly. "I won't," Kai replied with a wink. Then, before she could protest, he sped out the door, leaving only a gust of wind behind. Kai running. Narration. My name's Kai, and I don't live in any normal world. Here, almost everyone has some kind of power. Some are flashy, like throwing fireballs or flying through the sky. Others, well, let's just say not all powers are useful. Me? I got lucky, or unlucky, depending on how you look at it. I was born with, well, some people would call it an unthinkable amount of power. enough to make the strongest heroes in the world look like amateurs. Sadly, I can't actually use it, at least not yet. I'm stuck at about 5% of my full strength. Go any higher, and I black out. Too much energy, too much air needed. I just pass out. Not exactly ideal for a hero. This world is crazy, though. People train at hero academies, fight monsters, and try to protect cities like it's nothing. The strongest of the strong become legends. Take Ultra, for example, the so-called strongest hero alive. The guy can take down a giant monster with one punch and still stop for a cup of coffee. People love him, and yeah, I respect him. Not a fanboy or anything, but I like what he stands for. Then there's the Hero Academy, where the real training happens. Only the best, or the ones deemed worthy, get invited. Ordinary kids like me and my best friend Ava? Not exactly on the list yet. But that's about to change. Anyway, that's me. Just a regular guy running to school, trying to act normal in a world where normal doesn't exist. Kai jolted slightly as a loud voice cut through his thoughts. Kai! Kai! Stop daydreaming! Huh? What's going on? He asked, blinking rapidly, coming back to reality. Ava rolled her eyes, hands on her hips. I was just talking about how Ultra stopped some thugs this morning and you zoned out again. Kai scratched the back of his head. Sorry. I was thinking. As Ava gave him a pointed look, Kai's mind wandered again, this time in a quieter, softer way. This girl right here just so happens to be my best friend, Ava. She seems like a handful, always rushing around and bossing people, but she's actually really nice, caring, when she needs to be. She's the kind of person who'll jump in front of trouble without thinking twice, and somehow I like that about her. Ava smirked. Earth to Kai, you do know we're in class, right? Kai forced a grin. Yeah, totally paying attention. Now. She leaned closer, whispering, You know, one day Ultra's gonna be real proud of you. You'll see. Kai just shrugged, trying to hide the small smile that tugged at the corners of his lips. But before he could respond, a chilling shadow flickered across the window, unnoticed by everyone else. Kai's instincts prickled. Something wasn't right. The air felt heavier, darker. Something's coming, he thought, his heart rate picking up. And I think it's not human. The classroom lights flickered. At first, everyone thought it was just a power surge. A few students groaned, the teacher sighed, and someone in the back muttered, Of course this happens during math. Then the window shattered. A wave of black smoke poured into the room, thick and alive, crawling along the floor and walls like it was searching for something. Screams erupted as desks were knocked over and students scrambled away. What the? Ava shouted, grabbing Kai's arm. The smoke twisted, stretched, and solidified, forming a tall, warped figure with glowing eyes buried deep in its shadowy face. Its body shifted constantly, arms becoming blades, claws melting into spikes. Kai's blood ran cold, a shadow morpher. He didn't know how he knew that. He just did. The creature turned its head slowly, then locked eyes with him. There you are, it hissed, its voice sounding like 100 whispers at once. The floor cracked as it lunged. Kai! Ava yelled. Kai moved on instinct. In a blur of super speed, he grabbed Ava and shoved her out of the way just as the creature's claw slammed into the floor where they'd been standing. Concrete exploded upward. Get everyone out! Kai shouted. Now! What about you? Ava fired back. Kai clenched his fists. 5%. Don't go over. I'll be fine. The shadow morpher shifted again, growing larger, more monstrous. It swung and Kai barely dodged, the wind from the attack slamming him into a wall. Ava didn't hesitate. She planted her feet, hands glowing with energy, and threw everything she had into holding the creature back. Hey! Over here, Shadow Face! The morpher screeched, struggling against the force keeping it in place. Kai stared at her, heart pounding. She didn't even think. She just jumped in. "Idiot," he muttered, then smiled. He inhaled deeply and stepped forward. Power surged through him, controlled, focused. 5%, no more. Kai struck. The impact sent a shockwave through the classroom, blasting the shadow morpher through the wall and into the courtyard outside. Students watched in stunned silence. Before Kai could move again, his chest tightened, his vision blurred. Too much? Already? The shadow morpher rose again, reforming, angrier than before. Then, boom! A deafening crack split the sky. The shadow froze mid-motion. A figure stood between Kai and the monster, cloak fluttering, stance calm. "One of you?" a confident voice said. The figure pulled back his fist. "One. Punch." The shadow morpher shattered into black mist and vanished completely, like it had never existed. Silence. Students stared. Teachers stared. Kai stared. Ultra turned around. Up close, he was exactly how the world described him: calm, powerful, unshakable. His eyes locked onto Kai. "You fought well," Ultra said. "Both of you." Ava's jaw dropped. Hi?" Ultra smiled slightly, then looked back at Kai, his expression sharpening. "That power you used," he continued, "you're holding back. A lot." Kai swallowed. Ultra straightened. "I'd like you and your friend to come with me." "To where?" Kai asked. Ultra's smile widened. "The Hero Academy." And somewhere far away, in a place untouched by time, a presence stirred. The hunt had begun. Ultra stood calmly amid the wrecked courtyard, hands behind his back as emergency crews rushed in. Students were being ushered away, voices buzzing with fear and excitement. Kai took a slow breath. I need time to think about it." Ultra raised an eyebrow, not surprised, just curious. "That's fair," he said. "An invitation like this changes everything." He glanced at Ava, who was practically vibrating with energy. "You have 3 days. Then give me your answer." With that, Ultra stepped back, and in a blur of motion, he was gone. The moment he disappeared, Ava spun on Kai. "You're thinking about it?" she said, eyes wide. "Kai, this is the Hero Academy. The Hero Academy. This is literally every kid's dream." Kai rubbed the back of his neck. "Yeah, that's kind of the problem." She frowned. "What do you mean?" "Once I step into that world," Kai said quietly, "there's no pretending anymore. No normal school. No normal life." Ava crossed her arms. "Normal almost got us killed today." Kai didn't answer. That night, Kai sat at the kitchen table, staring at a half-eaten dinner. Yoar leaned against the counter, arms folded, watching him carefully. "So," she said at last, "you gonna tell me why the news says Ultra showed up at your school today?" Kai sighed. "Yeah, about that." He told her everything. The shadow morpher, Ultra, the invitation. When he finished, the room was quiet. Yoar walked over and sat across from him. "You're scared." Kai looked up. "What if I lose control? What if I use more than 5%? What if I pass out and someone gets hurt because of me?" Yoar reached across the table and placed her hand over his. "Kai, your power doesn't scare me. What scares me is you hiding from who you are." He swallowed. "Mom and Dad, they died because of this power." "And you're still here," Yoar said gently. "For a reason." Silence hung between them. Finally, Kai whispered, "I don't know if I want this." Yoar smiled softly. "You don't have to want it. You just have to choose what you can live with." The next day, Kai stood with Ava on the school rooftop, the city stretching out below them. She kicked the railing nervously. So, have you decided? Kai looked at her, at the girl who stood her ground against a monster, who believed in heroes, who believed in him. If you go, he said slowly, you could get hurt. Ava smiled. I could get hurt anywhere. At least there, I get stronger. Kai exhaled, then nodded. Yeah, that's what I was afraid you'd say. She turned to him. So? He met her eyes. I'm going, he said. Not because of Ultra, not because of the Academy. Ava blinked. Then why? Kai gave a small, honest smile. Because you are. Ava froze, then laughed, punching his arm lightly. Good. Because I wasn't taking no for an answer. Kai looked out over the city again. Somewhere far beyond it, shadows were already moving. And for the first time, Kai took a step toward the future he'd been running from. Chapter 2. Elsewhere, far away, beyond cities and oceans, beyond even the reach of time itself, a dark chamber lay buried in shadow. A single flame flickered, black instead of orange. From the darkness, a deep voice echoed. It begins. Two glowing eyes opened, piercing the void. The Dark Lord rose slowly from his throne of obsidian, shadows peeling off him like living smoke. The frozen image of the ancient battlefield, time locked in place, flickered briefly in the air before him. The power has awakened again, he murmured, after 1,000 years. The shadows around him twisted and formed kneeling figures, shadow morphers, silent and waiting. The old fool believed his sacrifice would end me, the Dark Lord continued, his voice calm, amused. He believed time itself could cage destiny. He lifted one clawed hand, and the shadows shuddered. But destiny has returned to me. A low, cruel smile spread across his face. Find the boy, he commanded. Test him. Break him. The shadow morphers melted into the darkness, vanishing without a sound. The Dark Lord stepped forward, gazing into nothingness. Chosen one, he whispered. Let us see if you last longer than the last. The black flame flared violently, and the world trembled. New heights. The city breeze rushed past as Kai stood on the edge of a rooftop, trying very hard not to look down. Ultra stood a few steps ahead of them, arms crossed, cape fluttering like it had a mind of its own. So, Ultra said casually, are you two ready to head to the Hero Academy? Ava's eyes sparkled. Yes. Kai swallowed. Define head. Ultra glanced back at him, amused. You're not afraid of heights, are you? No, Kai said quickly. I'm afraid of falling. Very different things. Ava snorted. Says the guy who can run faster than cars. On the ground, Kai shot back. The ground is friendly. Ultra chuckled. Relax, I won't drop you. That's not as comforting as you think, Kai muttered. Ultra stepped forward, and in one smooth motion the city blurred. Kai yelped, Ava laughed. When the world snapped back into focus, they stood on a massive floating platform surrounded by towering buildings, glowing runes, and airships drifting lazily overhead. Ava's jaw dropped. Okay, yeah, worth it. Kai blinked. I think my stomach is still on the rooftop. Ultra smiled. Welcome to the Hero Academy. Students filled the grounds, some hovering in mid-air, others sparring, some casually summoning lightning like it was nothing. The energy was loud, chaotic, alive. Ava leaned closer to Kai. Tell me you're not impressed. I'm impressed, Kai said. I'm also terrified. Ultra led them forward. You'll get used to it. First few days are always overwhelming. A student zipped past them, tripped, and accidentally froze a fountain solid. Eventually, Ultra added. They reached the main entrance, a massive gate etched with symbols of heroes long past. This place trains the next generation of protectors, Ultra said. You'll attend classes, learn control, strategy, teamwork, and maybe a few things about yourselves. Ava bounced on her heels. So when do we get uniforms? Kai glanced at her. That's what you're excited about? Yes. Ultra stopped and turned to them. One more thing. They both straightened. At the academy, he said, serious now, power matters, but character matters more. Don't forget that. Kai nodded. Ava smiled. Ultra stepped aside, gesturing toward the open gates. Welcome to your new life. Kai took a breath and stepped forward. Okay, he thought. Don't pass out. Don't stand out. Don't blow up the school. Easy, probably. The test. Ultra led them through the massive front halls of the Hero Academy. The inside was even bigger than it looked from the outside. Wide corridors, floating holograms of past heroes and students everywhere. Kai leaned toward Ava. Okay. Tell me I'm not the only one feeling severely underdressed. Ava glanced at a student casually walking by with glowing wings. Nope. We look like background characters. Ultra stopped in front of a tall glass room where several students were already gathered. Before you officially enroll, Ultra said, there's one thing you need to do. Kai sighed. Let me guess, paperwork. Ultra smiled. A test. Ava lit up. A hero test? Yes, Ultra replied. We need to see what your powers can do. Kai stiffened. That's not good. They stepped inside the room where a woman with short silver hair and a sharp gaze was tapping on a floating tablet. Ultra, she said, glancing up. These the late invites? Recommended invites, Ultra corrected. She raised an eyebrow and turned her attention to Kai and Ava. Instructor Lyra, I run the assessment tests. She snapped her fingers, and the room shifted, walls expanding, the floor turning into a massive training arena. Rules simple, Lyra said. Show us what you can do. No holding back. Kai quietly gulped. A boy nearby snorted. Good luck, newbies. Ava's turn. Ladies first, Lyra said. Ava hesitated, then stepped forward. She took a breath. The air around her shimmered. Suddenly, glowing energy threads burst from her hands, forming solid light constructs, a shield in one hand, a spear in the other. Kai's eyes widened. She never told me that. Ava moved, fast, precise, blocking simulated attacks and striking targets with perfect timing. The constructs shifted shape smoothly, responding to her thoughts. Lyra nodded slowly. Light forging, adaptive constructs, rare. Ava panted, then grinned nervously. So, was that okay? Ultra smiled. More than okay. Kai felt a strange warmth in his chest. She's incredible. Kai's turn. Lyra turned to him. Your turn. Kai stepped forward, cracking his neck. I'm more of a movement type. Show us, Lyra said. Kai exhaled. 5%, no more. He vanished. In seconds, he sprinted across the arena, striking targets, dodging attacks, leaping impossibly far, never stopping, never showing too much. He stopped at the center, breathing steady. Silence. Lyra stared at him. You were holding back. Kai blinked. I prefer pacing myself? Ultra chuckled quietly. Interesting, Lyra said. Very interesting. The result. Lyra tapped her tablet. Congratulations, she said. You both passed. Ava squealed. Yes! Kai let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. Lyra looked directly at Kai. But understand this. You're not here to hide forever. Kai met her gaze. I know, he said quietly. Ultra stepped forward. Welcome, officially, to the Hero Academy. Somewhere deep beneath the school, something shifted, and the game truly began. First impressions. Ultra led Kai and Ava down a long hallway lined with tall windows overlooking the academy grounds. This will be your primary class, Ultra said, stopping in front of a large set of doors. Combat theory, power control, and field tactics. He pushed the doors open. The classroom buzzed with noise, students talking, laughing, comparing powers. Some sat casually, others floated inches above their seats, and one student was literally on fire. Politely. Every head turned. Ava whispered, "We're being judged." Kai muttered, "I hate it already." Ultra cleared his throat. Instantly, the room went quiet. "Class," Ultra said. "We have 2 new students joining you today." Whispers spread immediately. "Those are the ones from the news." Ultra invited them personally? "No way." Ava waved awkwardly. Kai gave a small nod. Ultra gestured toward 2 empty seats near the middle. "Take a seat." As they walked in, a boy near the front leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, eyes sharp and annoyed. He had short silver hair and faint blue energy crackling around his fists. "Tch," he scoffed. "Invited, huh?" Kai ignored him and sat down. Bad move. "Meet the rival." The boy stood up. "Name's Riven, and I just want to know something." The room tensed. Riven pointed straight at Kai. "What exactly did you do to deserve an invite from the strongest hero in the world?" Kai blinked. Went to school?" A few students snickered. Riven's jaw tightened. "I trained my whole life to be here. Passed every trial, every test." He stepped closer. "And you just show up because Ultra says so?" Ultra's voice cut in, calm but firm. "Sit down, Riven." Riven hesitated, then sat, eyes never leaving Kai. Ava leaned toward Kai. "Congrats! You already have a fan." "Yeah," Kai whispered back. "He looks friendly." Class begins. A tall man with a scar over one eye entered the room. "All right, listen up," he said. "Name's Instructor Hale. This class will decide whether you become hero or hazards." He glanced at Kai and Ava. "And yes, I know who you are." "Great." "Today's lesson is simple," Hale continued. "Control." He snapped his fingers, and training drones lifted from the floor. "Pair up!" Riven immediately stepped forward. "I'll take him." Kai sighed. "Of course you will." Ava grabbed Kai's sleeve. "Don't overdo it." "I won't," Kai said. "Probably." Rivalry ignites. The drones activated. Riven attacked first, fast, precise blue energy enhancing every strike. Kai dodged easily, using only speed and minimal strength. "Is that it?" Riven growled. "You're not even fighting back." Kai sidestepped another blow. "You're doing great, though." That did it. Riven slammed the ground, energy flaring. The room shook. Ava clenched her fists. "Kai!" Kai stopped dodging. Just for a second, he pushed a little harder, redirecting Riven's attack and sending him skidding back. Silence. Riven stared up at him, shocked. Kai extended a hand. "You okay?" Riven slapped it away and stood. "This isn't over." Ultra, watching from the back of the room, smiled slightly. Dorm life begins. Ultra led Kai and Ava down another hallway, this one lined with dorm doors. "Here we are," Ultra said, stopping in front of 2 doors. "Kai, this one's yours. Ava, yours is right next door. Roommates have been assigned." Kai looked at his door. "Roommate assigned?" Ultra smirked. Yes, you'll meet them shortly. Ava bounced in place. I can't wait. I hope my roommate is nice. Kai muttered under his breath. I hope mine doesn't murder me. Ava's room. Ava swung her door open and immediately felt a blast of energy. Her roommate was already bouncing on her bed, tossing books into the air and catching them with one hand. She had pink hair tied into two playful buns, sparkling eyes, and a smile that could power a city. Hi, I'm Luna, she shouted, throwing her arms around Ava. You must be my roommate. OMG, we're gonna be best friends. Did you meet everyone yet? Are you excited? What's your power? Ava blinked. Hi, nice to meet you. Luna spun around, grabbing Ava's hands. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is going to be amazing. Are you okay? Do you need help unpacking? I can make snacks. I bake. Do you like cookies? Or cakes? Or cookies shaped like cakes? Ava's eyes widened, a small smile creeping onto her face despite feeling slightly overwhelmed. Okay, she's intense, but I think I like her. Cookies sound good, Ava said cautiously. Yay, cookies! Luna shouted, spinning around the room. Wait, do you want to see my collection of... Oh, never mind. I'll show you later. This is going to be so much fun. Kai's room. Kai opened his door to see a desk stacked with books, gadgets, and half-finished experiments. Hello, chirped a nerdy-looking boy adjusting thick glasses. I'm Elliot. You must be Kai. I've been waiting to meet you. I read about you. Ultra personally invited you, right? OMG. Do you know Ultra? What's he like? Can you show me your powers? Kai froze, blinking. Hi. Elliot leaned closer. I have a notebook. I take notes on hero stats, powers, training techniques. Don't worry. I don't write down personal stuff. Usually. So, tell me. Favorite color? Favorite food? Any allergies? Do you sleep on your back, side, or stomach? What kind of music do you like? Do you have a bedtime routine? Do you have pets? Kai's eyes widened. Okay, maybe I'll never survive here. I don't really... Kai started. Elliot whipped out a pen and notebook. Cool. I'll just write that down. Oh, wait. Do you have siblings? Can you cook? Do you exercise? Favorite subject? Do you... Oh, never mind. I'll figure it out later. Kai backed toward his bed. Maybe we go slow with the questions? Elliot gasped. Go slow? But I love learning about people. Don't worry. We'll become the best of friends in no time. Kai internally groaned. This is going to be a long semester. Switch between rooms. Ava Luna spun around and tossed a stack of clothes onto Ava's bed. Okay, let's make your side of the room super cute. Do you like stickers, fairy lights? What about little banners? And I can knit you a tiny scarf, too. Ava laughed, shaking her head. Okay, maybe we start with the bed first. Kai. Elliot pulled out a tiny whiteboard. I thought about it. I'll make a chart of your training stats. We can monitor your growth, and maybe I'll diagram your power output if you let me, of course. Kai held up his hands. I don't think we need charts yet. Elliot beamed. Charts! Always fun. Wait, do you prefer blue ink or black ink, or green, or rainbow? Kai slowly sank onto his bed, thinking of Ultra, the academy, and now a roommate who might be even more intense than Ava. Closing beat of the scene. Both rooms quieted for a moment. Kai stared at the ceiling. How am I supposed to hide my powers here? Ava smiled, watching Luna bounce around, and whispered, This is gonna be interesting. And somewhere far away, Riven was already plotting how to make Kai regret being the new kid in the Hero Academy.